The doors of the quiche is open. The doors of the quiche is open. Come on in, come on in. Get to know each other, network with each other, fellowship with each other, and most of all, love on each other. I'm doing a what's called a mukbang, best friends. I am having New England. Can y'all see that? New England chowder, New England clam chowder with crackers, lightly salted crackers, and pomegranate with juice. So I was going to talk about hot topics in my area, or hot topics in the world, or hot topics in my family. Just discussions. Discussions just about um, in general about what's going on. The first one in my area, a 17-year-old was shot. I think he was 17 years old. At first, it was all kinds of ages. There was a lot of miscommunication, but a 17-year-old was shot. How many times was he shot? 10? 10 times. Prior by police or law enforcement. Prior to the shooting, it was a routine traffic stop. I don't even think they knew that the young man was in the car. Uh, I guess maybe they the police, law enforcement, scan your license plate or this, that, or the other, and if there's something that comes under your car, you get stopped. Nevertheless, they stopped the car, and it was three. It was two young men. The other man that was 20 years old, he's in custody. And then the young lady, I think she was around 17 or 18, she was driving. Well, the two young men ran, which I just think, and this is in no way, shape, or form any me saying that anybody, deserves to be killed from anybody, but they ran. And at that point, I just wish they wouldn't have ran. So one of the young men, they ran and they hid up under the truck, and the police was able to, get him from under the truck fine. The girl didn't run. The young lady didn't run. And then the other guy, he ran into a backyard and hid in somebody's truck. Well, the police found him in the truck and they surrounded him. It was like six cops. They surrounded him, and because I wasn't on the scene, but there was somebody in the community that recorded it like way before the incident happened. And the people that actually, the backyard that they were in, those people were out there in the yard with their grandkids while the police or law enforcement had their guns drawn and everything. But anyways, they bust open the window, and it was said that he made a sudden reaction. It's just all kinds of stories. One story was the guy made a shot, and that made them started shooting. Then another story was one of the cops' gun went off accidentally. And another story was the young man had made an advert move, but he lost his life, of course. I think it was like anywhere from 10 to 15 rounds, and he lost his life. And now the community is up in an uproar. They want the dash cam. And I'm like, oh my God, I understand that people want to see the dash cam because they get caught up. Right now there's a lot of division in the community, a lot of racism, this, that, and the other. I understand that, but just for the family to see, their family members shot up like that, because I'm thinking like the body cam shows that. So like, um, yeah, like the community is in an uproar. They're going down to city council. They're having protests, and there's a distrust. Well, there was already a distrust um, between the police and the community, anyways. And this community that I'm speaking of, where this happened, is a poverty with we all know it's poverty-stricken neighborhoods, where your crime is high and your drug activity is high, and people live in your poor conditions. But I mean, I don't know about that body cam being shown to like the community or put in the body cam. Now they did let out some footage, but it was from an angle of the cop that wasn't directly. It was from the law enforcement that didn't, because out of the six cops, only two fired. So it was from the the footage that they did release. It was from the cops that didn't shoot in the angle to where you really couldn't see everything. So there's some people was is saying, because the gun that the young man had, it was different from the gun that the police had, and they was like, you can hear differences between the guns. So that's what's going on as far as that. Um, it's still up in the air, and guys, sometimes these issues arise, and then 2 and 3 weeks later, it's settled down. You'll never hear about it again here, but it'll happen somewhere else. And um, just a disclaimer: I'm not anti-police. I'm not anti-Asian. I'm not anti-Latin. I'm not anti. I am what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And I am definitely not saying that the police was wrong in this. I just wish whatever the little guy had going on that he hadn't ran. And now it's like it's being said that uh, this particular community, they're afraid. They're running because they're afraid of the cops. I just think running puts you in even more danger than you're already in. It makes you look guilty. But I'm not a young person out there on the streets doing these street activities, so I can't speak on behalf of what they think and how they feel. But if I could say anything, if any young man is passing through here and you're watching, just don't run. And you guys may say, well, they're shooting, while you're in your car. Yeah, I know, but just don't run. Somebody has lost a son. I think he was a dad. He had just had a newborn. Somebody has lost their father. So it's sad. Um, it's summertime around here. The kids are out. Um, we're doing a lot of reading, swimming, of course, a lot of YouTubing. Um, the kids are cooking. Yay. And who's ever watching me, I got the comments. It's kind of covered up. And I'm just kind of eating and talking, guys. I need to take a bite. I was letting it cool off. From my denture community. I'm having soup and crackers and juice, and I don't have any adhesive. Um, what's another hot topic? There's a lot of laws that have been signed by Greg Abbott. I'm here in Texas. I think in Texas, children can have lemonade stands now, which I wonder why they couldn't. I find that kind of odd. I don't know like all the details of a lemonade stand, but what harm could kids be selling lemonade? I wonder what happened. You can carry brass knuckles. Um, what other law have passed? Oh, they're getting ready to do like if your driver's license gets suspended, you have these slew of fines and this, that, and the other. Well, I read something today. I have to look into it more to where they're taking all that away, Well, I mean, that's better than nothing for people. Right. My husband was saying that's just people with surcharges. But hey, it helps. It helps keep the roads safe. You know, um, people whose driver's license is suspended or they don't have driver's license, it can affect them getting a job. It can affect, when they have to, um, have to take care of business. But of course, I guess you can always get an ID. But if you're an adult, I mean, I would assume that you want to keep yourself in a position where you have a driver's license. But the driver's license, the brass knuckles, the lemonade stand for children. What other laws? My kids need to, and I'm slowly working on them, kind of paying attention because they need to grow up. And I don't think you have to be overindulged in politics, but I do think that you need to be aware of the laws that are passed so you won't break the law. So it's important. This is good, guys. Um, it hasn't got. I'm gonna take a sip of drink. It haven't got excruciating hot yet, because y'all know Texas can get warm. It's still pretty. It's still pretty decent. It's not like you can walk out there and you can't breathe, or you're about to have a heat stroke. Just keep you some water, and it's real nice right now. I myself, since I've gotten older, I have gotten horrible with the heat. So I'm not looking forward to triple digits, but I know they're coming. I really do. I'm sitting here looking like Cleo from Set It Off. Thank you to my college daughter since she done came home. She done kept kept me braided up and twisted up. Those protective styles to keep my hair healthy. What else? Oh, my 14-year-old. She started in a program called Upward Bound. I don't know if they have these outside the state of Texas, but it's a college preparatory program to where if you're entering high school, it just gets you familiar with all the process that it takes to get into college, what to expect as far as classes and professors, and each Friday they'll go on field trips. She's going to Houston. She's going to Austin. Y'all going to iFly. They're going to visit several college campuses. And I think this will be good for her because I was telling her that when you get into these programs, it weeds you out of the general population that's like got all your kids in a pot. But when you get in these programs that require, qualifications like GPA and hard work and behavior, you tend to be surrounded by kids or children whose behavior is more appropriate, and you get to meet more kids like you, like they care about their grades, they care about um, moving forward, because a lot of our children don't. And then that shows you how to, make good decisions, because you'll have somebody like with you versus being in a general public or the general pool with the children, and you have more access or more to the bad things that come along. Because for you guys just tuning in or going to tune in later, I am a teacher in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, and the things that the children have to deal with are, it's a lot of pressure. I remember peer pressure when I was in school. It was one or two things, but now just there's all kinds of stuff that kiddos have to be worried about. Um, What else is going on? Is that you watching me? Oh, the one person that's watching me is my number one supporter, my 9-year old. As soon as I jump on here, she comes and she watches. So there's nothing like the support that's right up under your nose. So you can't complain about that. But you're gonna have to turn it down. I told you either you're gonna have to turn it down or you're gonna have to go into another room because I don't want to double hear myself. The older girls, they're making hash. Let me find out what hash is, guys. What is hash?
Hash is hash browns and
Hold on, hash is hash browns.
And then I saute the peppers and onions.
She's sauteing peppers and onions.
And I put it all together with some seasoning.
And then she put it all together, and you season it, and you put it on top of the stove. You put it in the oven on top of the stove, and once it gets finished cooking, what do? You garnish it with anything? You eat it with dressing? Do you eat it with cheese?
Ketchup.
And
ranch.
So it sounds like potatoes. What I wonder why is it called hash? I wonder. Hash browns, I thought was those things like at McDonald's. It's like potatoes and it's a oval shape. It's like a patty. I thought that was a hash brown.
Look at the package.
I don't know. My kids are coming behind me, especially my college daughter. She go to a college where 90% of the students that she go to school with, they are from out of the state. So when you meet new people from different areas, you learn new things. Arnold, she created it herself. Even better, because I love me somebody that can be creative.
Yes, Aaron.
And try things on their own. I like when you can learn from other people, but I like when you take initiative and learn and do stuff for yourself. So, bless you.
Yes. You want some what? Okay, hold on. It's almost finished.
What else? Y'all help me. What's been going on in your life, the 14-year-old? That'll help stimulate my conversation. The 14-year-old says sleep. She's an athlete and she has not been moving. So when it's time for her to move again. But I guess how long y'all been out of school? I guess you gotta have a little time to rest.
Like 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks since we've been out of school.
I think this is the start of the 3rd week.
Oh wow.
We got out May 24th. I gotta look up the calendar. Yeah.
I forgot about my car.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can chew this cracker. If you're tuning in, I'm just doing a mukbang. I can't see your comments, but hello. I can't see where it's people on. I'm just having some New England clam chowder soup, some crackers, and some soup. I'm just talking about hot topics that's going on, whether it's in my home, in my state, in my community. I'm trying to think what else is going on. I talk about the weather. I talk about the police shooting the young man the other day. Talk about my kids a little bit about what they got going on. My college student, she was actually offered an opportunity to write a piece on the incident that happened with the law enforcement that shot up the guy, but she declined and she wants to go more into because it's just too much. As soon as you say something that somebody don't like or you don't give people what they want or say what they want to hear, they start to kind of throw hate speech, and some of them even stalk you, trying to find it. People are crazy, so she opted out of that. So she is going to look into more of motivational speaking and invest back into her community to young little girls. Okay, to young ladies, which I think is awesome. to give back to your community. So she's gonna be doing that. Let's see what happens there. Small bags. Um, Anybody know what's going on? I was talking to my daughter earlier about Wazam Super. I don't know her real name. All I know is from the outside looking in, she was an African American entrepreneur that started off as an average black woman that had to go to work just like everybody else. And then she came up with this idea as far as makeup because you guys know the cosmetology industry blew up like I think in the high fashion, I think it was already there. But for your average people, one day we all just woke up and cosmetology and makeup artists just became big. But nevertheless, she was a regular average Joe, and she became a millionaire. Well, I saw a couple of articles where it was saying that it's all kind of speculations. It's all alleged. One of them said that she's on her sick bed and she doesn't know who she is, and this is a very young lady, um, early 30s, but she doesn't know who she is. And then another one says she has kidney disease, and something else is saying that somebody put voodoo on her. Some other people saying that her husband is trying to poison her. Just all kinds of speculation. So I just hope she's doing okay because I just definitely know that it's good, to have good positive examples for our children that you can overcome obstacles. You can, you know, be a successful entrepreneur. Having all daughters, and she is a woman, and she just got finished having a little girl. So and she has a little boy. So moms definitely want to be there for their children. Um, Father's Day is coming up. I don't have a father, and that's not to get a pity party from anybody, but my children have a father. I don't know what they have planned, so um, I guess they'll let me know when they're ready. But I don't know what it's like to be able to celebrate Father's Day. I never have. Um, uh-uh. But if there's any fathers just coming through my channel, happy Father's Day, or her happy early Father's Day, because I don't know if I'll be on Father's Day or not. I know I'll be at work, but yeah, Father's Day is coming up, so that's pretty cool. That's the next holiday. So hopefully, my husband made the comment that women get worshipped more than men do on this holiday. And I hope that's not the case. That's definitely, I don't have a father, but I definitely feel that both of them play an important part. He said for the majority, he feels his opinion is the majority that women, Mother's Day is more glorified than Father's Day. First of all, I think Mother's Day and Father's Day should be every day, because if you are putting in the time and the dedication and the work to be a mother and a father, it's hard work on both of them. So if you're gonna, I don't even really just like the term worship, but I work hard every day. So every day I want to feel appreciated, and I think that God should feel that way too. So I don't get too up in an uproar about days, anyways. I only really just get in the uproar about my birthday. I'm about to sneeze. Bless me in advance. Oh, thank you.
Am I finished? No, I'm still up.
Our Father's Day coming up.
Yeah. Hold on.
I took some time out today to call, some of the elders in my family. Guys, call the elders in your family. Check on them. Despite what's going on in your family, just try to get over that. If it's that bad, a text message or something, because they paved the way. They paved the way. And that's just the truth about it. Um. Oh. I got a new book, The Silent Twins. I am excited. I like reading. So I went and got my new book yesterday. I just got finished reading Heavy. It's the story about a African American boy and his journey from childhood to manhood. And I got a self help book that's really good, and I'm trying to write as much as I can from out of there. And it's about life paths. I don't know if anybody that'll come through here and you're interested in that type of thing, but I learned that my life path is 34/7, and then I calculated my daughter's, so she learned hers, and she found it a little interesting. I'm trying to get my college student to bring out these tarot cards. She pulled them out once, but she haven't pulled them out since then. She's just been kind of chilling, talking with her friends. But I'm kind of interested and be like, pull out the tarot cards. But I heard there's a lot of divinity in that. I don't know if she's reached that point of expertise yet, but there's a lot of divinity in it. And it's like, I guess maybe you have to feel that to want to do tarot readings. You might not can do tarot readings if you got some type of big spirit, or if you have some type of bad energy or bad chi. So, like I said, I don't know. That's just her thing, and I just be trying to support her. But I be like, pull out the tarot cards. So she got that going on. I had an issue with my neighbors, and you guys can tell me what you think. But they were putting trash everywhere. My neighbor is, and I don't have any problem with anybody in any other ethnicity. So when I state what ethnicity there is, I'm not saying that there's no motive behind it, but they're African. And it looked like she's a single mom of 9, and she doesn't really have a lot of control over her kids. So they throw trash everywhere. At first I was going out and picking it up, trying to keep the peace. But then after a while, you have to realize that everybody have a responsibility and an accountability on their actions. And if you throw some trash down, you should pick it up. First of all, no one should even be throwing trash down intentionally, because one, that shows your character, that shows what type of person you are. You're representing your family, and you should just try to treat your neighborhood nice. I mean, but at first I was going out and picking it up, but then after a while I was like, no, that's not what this is going to be. So I talked to the mom about it. Nothing happened. And I'm a teacher, and then I deal with children who are products of little to no training, or just who flat out don't respond to the adults in their home. And I'm just familiar with the skill of demanding respect from children. So I spoke on it and I said something. And of course, I would never talk to anybody's children derogatory, or I wouldn't say anything wrong. But I let them know, you guys need to care about your surroundings. You need to pick up behind yourself. Children, grown-ups, or whomever else should not walk around dumping out trash and stuff. You just shouldn't. So, nevertheless, what I spoke on and what I demanded is done. And sometimes that's what we have to do as people, because if you give people an inch, they will definitely take a mile. If you let people run all over you, they will. If you let things go on without speaking on it, it'll keep on happening. And people will just do you any kind of way, and they'll treat your surroundings any kind of way. And you can do that to yourself. And if that's how you want to live, that's your business. But I think it's selfish, and I think it's rude for you to impede your life on someone else. Oh, my 20-year-old, sit down. Oh, let me show them your food. Hash and hash. I'm glad they learning how to cook. It may not be, you guys may not think it's the healthiest of foods, but going out and eating that fast food is horrible. So So I hope you guys can hear me. My husband already knew that I was doing this video, and he's turning his volume up as if wrestling is that important. When once you turn 50, you know it's fake. So at least that's what I think about it. I ain't never been into it. Speaking of sports, I missed the whole last part of the the basketball games. Who ended up winning?
Raptors.
The Raptors.
Toronto.
So it was the Raptors and Golden State.
No. Yeah, it was Raptors versus Golden State. And Raptors won. Toronto.
So the basketball season is completely over with.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, basketball is over.
It's fine.
And we have I live in Texas, and we have a new Texas Ranger stadium that's being built, and 2 people passed away. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. The workers fixing on it. So condolences to their family, because that's tragic. But what's the next sport, or what's sport?
Football in August.
Football. When football comes, it is over. But we really just didn't get too hyped up over football this last season. We didn't. But what's the sports now?
We've been doing real good with basketball. That's the only one we pay attention to.
What about golf? I'm looking at your daddy go through that guide to see what I see. Tiger Woods back. Where'd he go? Say excuse me.
Where you going? They live over there.
What is this chair? Why is this so much chair?
Well, you're not eating anything, so go have a seat.
That's cheese.
So, how you doing? I'm asking the 3-year-old, how is she? I need to do her hair. And guys, I'm not a hair person. What? Okay, well, you have to get down so I can scoot it up. Get down. Pull it up. Uh-oh, did it get your foot?
Mom, you want to taste it? It's soft.
Here. I'm gonna taste me some hash, y'all.
Where the onion go?
That's what's gonna be hard for me to chew.
Daddy, that's rude.
Y'all want a bite of hash? My 20-year-old made this. Hash. So, I need y'all to be using y'all brain. I mean, y'all may be relaxing, but don't let the day go by and you ain't doing nothing productive. No productive thoughts, ain't read a book. Pooh, if your healthcare products working on your hair, self-esteem, everybody feeling good about their self-esteem, their mental health.
I feel like crying.
Why you feel like crying? Huh? No, she's just crying. We went to the park yesterday. Some little boy about 5 or 6. Said some curse words to my 3-year-old. I'm like, what are these? Okay, what do you want?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't gonna have Asia make you a pizza.
Okay.
Just they were running around the playground, and I guess she was in his way, and he said some curse words, and he didn't just push her off, but he put his hands on her, and I was like, okay, well, where's your mother? Because I don't play no games when it comes to my kiddos, so that happened, but it turns out 5 minutes later, I found out she was out there. I didn't know. because I was telling my daughter about it and I was speaking on it and how people need to always be with their children. If you're not going to be outside with your children, make sure you're in a radius of your children so you can be attentive to what they're doing, then you don't need children. Turns out the mom was at the car, inside the car. She wasn't actually on the playground, which was about 20 feet away from the playground. So, and some people, let their kids carry on any kind of way in their presence and in their absence. So, it's another issue of the world and parenting, the parenting world. So, you haven't read any books, Asia?
No, but I would.
You can eat it. No.
So I actually did read, but I read the book about Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer?
Guess what?
Yes.
I'm 17.
My 3-year-old said, guess what? I'm 17. You're not 17. You're 3. She's been saying that for quite some time. I have no clue why she thinks she's 17. But yeah, my book I was talking about earlier, The Silent Twins. The author is Marjorie. I can't think of her last name. It's about 2 twins that wouldn't say anything. That just wouldn't speak. And they drew pictures and they wrote. I'm choking about something. And they wrote short stories, but they wouldn't talk. They were being evaluated by psychiatrists. I think they would label them special ed. I haven't quite read the book yet. I've only read what's the front of the book called, where it gives you an overview of the book. Guys, if you're in here or you come by and watch the video, leave it in the comment. What is that part of the book that just kind of give you an overview?
Like the introduction?
Now, I know the back of the book, the little bio, they tell about the author. I know that. But at the front of the book, when you first open it up, some books have like a little, where it kind of, and the little bits and pieces that I do know it came from that. No big plans tomorrow as of right now. Because we do have to go. Anybody checked into the Winco haul that I did the other day? My husband got him some processed tamales, and there was a fly. People, watch your food. Bad enough we already eating processed stuff, and there's things seen and unseen in food. But just pay attention to your food. So we're going to take that back. We're not going to be aggressive. We're not upset. Just give me some food that don't have flies in it.
How you gonna ask for some pizza?
Because at the end of the day, I mean, you can. It's your responsibility to look in your food. And my 14-year-old, she's real good at that. When I go in the grocery store, especially if it's a grocery store I don't like, or if there's a particular thing that I like, she'll look at the expiration dates, and it'll be something that I overlook, and she'll be like, "Mom, the expiration date is such and such." So that's a real good, but it is our responsibility when we go in stores to pay attention. So we really should have paid attention to it when we picked it up, but we didn't. So we have to take it back. Can you reach up here?
Yeah.
My 3-year-old is eating pizza. It's a Friday night. We got about 3 or 4 different meals going on, but at the end of the day, we're eating, and there's someone out there who's not. So you just gotta be thankful. My daughter's in summer school online classes. How's those? How's your online classes going?
They're going great.
She say her online classes is going great, and with everything that's going in the community, I know she want to work, and I don't go against that. But just with all of our circumstances, it's kind of better. And as long as a child is being productive to me, you know, if you're just doing straight up nothing, then we got a problem. But work or school. Anybody watch Friday and say, you're going to go to school or you're going to get a job? J-O-B. So at a certain age, being a mom, that's just my requirement. It's one or the other, but you have to always be productive. Because the idle mind is a devil's playground. So just got to stay busy. Before you know it, 5 and 10 years will be the past and you're a straight up bum. And nobody wants that because that come along with a whole lot of depression, mental illness, health issues, and a whole lot of other stuff. So what's good on Netflix? I haven't been able to find anything good. Last night I fell asleep to, what is it, NCIS? That's an old show. I've been following up. I fell asleep there. I saw When They See Us. That was emotional. Check that out when you get a chance. If you're not ready for that or emotionally stable enough for that, pass that movie up. I tried to watch this, The Black Godfather. I'm going to try it again because I hear it's good. It's a documentary. I love documentaries. But I'm going to try again. And then the other one is Black Mirror. I couldn't get into it. It was like one of those foreign countries type movie. It's not an American-made movie at all. And it's something about the psychological effects of video games. So maybe I'll try to watch that again too. I don't know. But what else? If you're just checking me out, I am a denture wearer. My best friends, besties. I need new glasses. I don't know what style I'm gonna go for. My daughter don't even have hers. So she got the Malcolm X's. They are real cute. Ray-Ban. She paid a lot of money for those glasses. She really did. I'm gonna have this dinner and my food digest and go back and read my book. And who knows what else. Thank you for spending time for me, those who check the video out. I appreciate your support. I'm a person of many topics, of all kinds of dialogue. I don't have any prejudices. I don't hate anybody. I don't dislike. Like I said, I'm a. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, if it's wrong person. So I appreciate you stopping through and checking me out. And if any of the topics I've discussed, you got something that you want to elaborate on, because I like conversing with people who are listening to understand versus listening to just respond. Because people that are just listening to respond never get anything resolved. Nothing good come out of it. So if you listen to me to understand, by all means, leave me some comments inside my comment, and we can dialogue and kind of discuss different ways and different feelings about different things.
What's the noise?
Huh?
Stop, boo-boos.
I don't know. Maybe it's the TV.
What's that? What is the song? Is it a song? Oh, it's a song. Yeah.
But I can't complain. Um, Somebody somewhere is doing way worse. I have a roof over my head, beautiful family, food, water, electricity, and most importantly, inner happiness. And that's what counts the most. Because you can have all that stuff and still be low down and dark in the inside. So nothing is perfect. There's a few things that I'm going through, but the things you go through, you grow through. The soup is pretty good, guys. It was a Progresso Light, this canned soup. I need to look more into making homemade soups. Trying to change the way I'm eating as I'm getting older. It's just really important. A lot of people feel like if I die, I'm gonna die happy. I'm going to eat whatever it is that I want to eat. By all means, people have choices, and if that's the way they want to live their life, that's fine. But um, I'm a woman. I'm a woman of weight. I mean, I got meat on my bones, and the truth of the matter is, weight is heavy. Weight is heavy. And when you can't get out and you can't play with your children and you can't run after them and you can't do any type of physical activity or any ailments, and you know from your past life you really just haven't just done nothing strenuous, then you got to really be honest with yourself. Now, if you didn't did some strenuous activity in your life, you know that you did some back breaking work, then of course, you have a right to speak of ailments. But if you haven't had no back breaking job, um, or age, I have heard that, age can bring on some ailments. But truth of the matter is, just sometimes activity and diet can help a whole lot on just all kinds of things. So I personally am just being cautious and being more woke about the things I'm consuming. Does that mean I'm over here eating everything organic and got a farm? And no, but I definitely do take caution and pay attention to what I'm consuming. Yeah, some juice.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, she said her piece is good.
Yeah, the pizza good.
Well, I didn't talk to y'all for about 47 minutes. I got a little soup left, plenty of crackers. I only ate 3 or 4 of them. I probably have me some dessert, some ice cream once my food digests. And I don't know when I'll be back on. I jump back on when time permits. And that's just how I do it on this channel. Um, you just gotta go to work and you got life. Some people, this is life and they make money off of it. They make a decent living. No shade to them, congratulations. But that's not a vision of mine. It's not something I'm just on here to help. And this started off, for me. I really wasn't into YouTube. I'm still not a YouTubeologist. It was just a hump for me to get over regarding some oral issues I had. And I had actually had the channel before because my kids had introduced it. And I was wanting it to be just about me, and the things that affect me and the things that go on in my space. And then it led to me kind of, doing some blogging about my oral health. But nevertheless, it's just not about that. It's about family, different topics in the world, parenting because I'm a parent, I'm a wife, I'm an educator. Everybody have spirituality and beliefs. It's just so many topics in the world. So that's what this is about. That's what this channel is about. Everything, anything and everything. I'm always open to learning. I'm just not I'm not down with the negativity. I'm not down with the. I do constructive criticism. I'm okay with that because all of us, can use um, a revelation about ourselves at one time or another. So I'm with that, but I'm not about the slander. I'm not about people degrading other people. That's not part of my program. But not bad for 39. And my birthday is coming up. Ooh, ooh, next month. And I just saw my first birthday gift. It is beautiful. And I cannot wait to show you guys that. But I'm going to go. I'm actually getting a little sleepy. I'm gonna go. My family doing their own thing. They was talking to me a little bit, but everybody got their own thing going. And then we'll all have a conversation together on a hot topic or how somebody feeling. Then we'll all wander off into our own space. And everybody needs their own space. Being in your own space to reflect is healthy. But that's about it, guys. I'm gonna close the door of the quiche. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Oh yeah. Click the what is it? The subscribe button. Press like. Press the bell so that when I come on, you guys can join me so that you can come in and chat with me because I love chatting. But yeah, subscribe, share, and tell me what you think. But most of all, I support. I mean, I enjoy the support and thank you for letting me be accepting or willing to join me and let me be who I am without any criticism or bad talk. Just let me be me. And I think that's what we all should do. We should let people be who they are. But I'm about to go and I will see you guys later. Alrighty. Peace.